Ah, I'm glad to hear it, Phil. When I sent that originally, I was like, I'm surprised he hadn't said anything. I'm like, maybe he just forgot about it. And then it came back to me, and I'm like, that's why he didn't say anything. I can't believe they gave me hassle over that square envelope. I was like, seriously, you're going to give me hassle over 20 cents? Come on. I mean, I've used that envelope to send so much stuff, and I've never had an issue with it. But, dang post office. Well, enjoy. I'm glad you got it. Oops. Wrong thing here. There we go. I could have helped you out today. I picked up a full box of 2020s. I gave them back though. Yeah, I don't know what it was, man. It's the first time I've had an issue too, so I don't. They said it was weird size, so I'll know just to use the kind of standard business envelope because, you know, one coin certainly shouldn't be an issue, but go figure. I know when I send, you know, like if I send something like multiple coins or whatever like that, I put the big butterfly one on there for the extra postage, but I mean for one coin it shouldn't be an issue. Hey, no worries. I found my fair share of them, and I know you don't have them, so add it to your collection. So I went to my one bank and picked up. I asked her if she had any quarters because she had quarters last week. I've been having a hard time finding quarters, and she didn't have any quarters. So she's like, "I got pennies if you want some pennies, though." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'll take them." So I took a box of pennies, went out to the parking lot, cracked it, all 2020s, brand new. So I was like, "That stinks." So then I went to my second bank to pick up my halves. And I said, "Do you have pennies?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, I'm going to trade you boxes then because I can't hunt this one." So I gave him that box and got my halves and a new box of pennies. When I got home, I cracked it. 2021s. So can't win for losing, man. I'm not sure if the 2021s are still selling on eBay or not, so I'm going to have to check. Otherwise, they're going to have to go back. I think I've got a box already up in my hoard. I'll have to check and make sure. Forgot to check those. Yeah, but I was able to get a box of the bank that I picked up my halves from. He had a box of quarters. But that same bank, he's the one that told me that he can't get me quarters or dimes anymore. For some reason, he said the Fed is slowed down and they won't let him order. So I don't know if you're running into that. I put the video up earlier in the week, and it's still the case. He couldn't get an order in this week. So I'm only getting my halves this week, which kind of sucks. So I'll have to kind of lean on some of my other banks and see if they're having the same issue or not. I also heard that the new crossing of Delaware, the mintage for Philadelphia is supposed to be extremely light. I've looked every place. I can't find that stat any place, but I heard it in a chat the other night. Don't know if you've heard anything about the crossing of Delaware. Coin Hunter Chris sent me some of the Denver ones because he found an uncirculated box. I haven't seen any yet, but I guess the Philly mintage is supposedly, wow, look how proofy looking that one is. Probably polished, it's dirty. Yeah, I've looked every place. I don't know where this person got their mintage numbers from, but they had said something like Philly's going to be 1/5 or maybe even 1/10 of the mintage compared to Philly. They said it was on the mint side. I scoured the mint site and I wasn't able to verify it. So it could just be a rumor. You know how that stuff goes. Yeah, I doubt it too. I mean, I don't know why the Philly would mint so much less, but I mean, I couldn't even find mintage on the Airman yet. So I don't know where they're getting stats on the Washington or on the crossing the Delaware, because the one place that was showing like mintage numbers on the different coinages on like a monthly basis still showed Airman as 0 and crossing the Delaware as 0. So, Emmanuel's Workbench, welcome. Hey, that sounds perfect. I simply am doing a live stream simply because I am looking to burn through these and go get something else. And since I'm not going to film it, I need to get myself some watch hours. So any runtime is greatly appreciated. And who knows, maybe we'll find some silver and make it exciting as well. Look at that one. That was... Let me see the date on that one. Looks claddy though. Let's see. Come on. Doesn't sound sorry. We'll call it plaid. Yeah, it takes a while. I mean, I'm certainly far from a pro on it, but I figure that by doing it, every time I do it, I learn a little bit more about how to do things. But there's a lot of stuff these guys do that have been doing it for a while that, you know, make it certainly more entertaining to watch. And I haven't figured all that stuff out yet, but got the basics down enough that I can at least share what I'm doing. So that works for me for now. I finally entered all my Canadian coins into Numista, so I know what I've got now, which was pretty cool. It's my largest collection besides, this one's counterstamped with a 4. Besides my US stuff, of course. Yeah, has it warmed up? Yeah, it's warmed up. It was almost 100 yesterday. I'm in Florida, so it stays pretty toasty year round here. We heat index was over 100 yesterday. It got up to, I think, 97 or 98. It was warm yesterday for sure. It was our first, blaster of the day, and it's only going to get hotter. Weather's been weird this year, though. It's been all over the place. Every place. I mean, Texas just had that huge storm go through, and that's just, wacky weather conditions. And then they had the monster freeze this winter. Weather's been pretty extreme. I'm just hoping it doesn't translate to hurricane season, because that's never good. Yeah, you can have some of it, man. I prefer it. I prefer our winters here because it cools down to where it's cool, but it's not cold, and there's a couple of months there where we have ideal weather. But we're getting into the heat now, and with the heat comes rain too, where it rains every afternoon for about an hour or two, just because of the sheer amount of evaporation. So it'll be humid and wet. No worries, I get it. Come on, Silver, I know you're in this box. This is my second to last week with this bank, because they are closing. So my pickup Thursday is my last order from the bank, which kind of sucks. So I got to get myself a new, consistent pickup bank, which I'm not looking forward to trying to find. Bank I thought I had, I picked up from yesterday. They ordered coins for me, and both boxes were rewraps, which, no bueno, man. I'm like, dude, these aren't sealed boxes. Like, yeah, sometimes that's what the truck gives us. I'm like, well, tell them you don't want it then. I don't want it. I'm like, do you have a sealed box back there that I can trade with? He's like, nope, that's all we've got. All the boxes we got were not sealed. NIFC 2002. So I don't know how the driving services are able to drop off unsealed boxes. They're essentially recycling, because they were still in the bank rolls. They were just open on one side. So basically, someone that's hunted took a full box back. One bank dumped it to the truck, and then the truck dumped it on another bank. So to all the coin roll hunters out there, do not rewrap your rolls. Archaeology Mikey, welcome. Good to see you. Been a bit. How's school? 2004 NIFC. Two weeks for the big move. Getting down here just for the heat of summer. Hang on one second, I gotta put my dogs out before they drive me bonkers. Come on, ladies. You've been winning silver on streams, I'm assuming? That's pretty cool. You can never be mad about that. I haven't won much in a while, man. I had a little spurt in December. I won some from Manuel's Workbench. And that's about it, man. I haven't had as many wins as I had in December. It's been a hot minute since I've had, you know, a big win, but there's a lot of people out there trying to get that free stuff. And they seem to go in spurts too. I mean, it's like when you see people win, you're like, didn't that person just win? So they seem to go in ebbs and flows. And it always seems like the ones that I win are the ones that I am like a newer emperor of. Like the ones that I watch every week and go to. Nubson's Treasure, welcome! I never seem to bust through on those ones. How you doing today, Nubs? Oh, you know what? I'm glad I saw you. I keep forgetting to send you the money for the penny box. I got to get that done today. I'll do that as soon as I finish streaming here. But I need to make sure that you don't hunt that box and I'll lose it. I did my Nevada box last night. Got a Guam box that I'm going to do later this week. So I'm starting to pick up some steam. Yeah, I know. That's what I figured. I said I better get in the money before he gets bored some afternoon. So blow through that, and then I'll be like, "Oh, sorry, man, I don't have that box anymore." I picked up a box today that was 2020s and took it from one bank to another bank, and got another box, and that box was all 2021s. So. Like, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, the reason why it's taking me so long is I gotta sign up. I gotta sign up for Cash App. I don't have that yet. Unless you want to fire me an invoice and just add the 3% to the invoice on Square. You said you could do that. I can do that too. I'm not really overly concerned about 3% on 25 bucks. But whatever is easiest for you, buddy. I'll make it happen some point today, though. Oh, wow. Yeah, none of my banks get numbers like that, and they run a late ship. Like when I talk to I asked the bank that, because my main pickup bank is closing at the end of this month. And so I went to the other branch and was trying to get them to order. And I'm like, can you order me 2 box of halves and 2 box of quarters? She's like, well, if I order those boxes for you, then I can't order money. So I'm like, I'm going to be picking them up. Like, it's not like you're going to be sitting around on these for weeks. I'm going to pick them up. If it comes in on Thursday, I'll pick them up on Thursday or Friday. I'm like, there are other banks doing 6 boxes a week for me. So I know that you're not running that tight of a ship. Make it happen. Wow. Yeah. He's been in the hospital for a while though, and his procedures were certainly no little thing. I mean, my father-in-law lost his leg, and it's gonna be a long time recovering process too, or just getting used to, you know, not having things you're used to having. It's definitely an adjustment. Having big bills like that on top of it is no cool. I'm willing to bet that many in the community will be able to help him out because I know he is a good guy, or so I have heard. Man, I'd really like to find a silver here today box. Rob would like that one, man. That is ugly. Didn't scope this, man. Such a slacker. I'd like to find one of those one of these days. My boxes have even been light on NIFCs lately. I'm surprised. I had a streak there where I was getting like ridiculous amounts. Yeah, if you're, a lot of people do. The thing is that there's certain places down here that don't let you detect that. I don't know why. I mean, one of the parks here locally, they have big signs up saying no detecting. I don't know if it's just because people aren't, you know, filling back in their plugs or what. I mean, heck, there's the main beach I go to. It's in a national park. You can't even detect on the beach, which is kind of weird. But you're over on the West Coast. I think the West Coast is a little more tolerant. At least they were when I was over there. I don't know if it's changed, but I think that would be fun. That's one thing. I think I would like to start melting stuff before I start detecting stuff. But those are two things I would like to do at some point in my life. But right now, free time is at a premium. Yeah, it very well could be. I mean, the park that I was talking about, or a lot of the parks here, are forts from the Native Americans early on, and I mean, even a lot of our county names and stuff are named after different natives that, you know, started down here. So I think they just slapped it on there because there's historical stuff that they don't want to lose. I mean, one of the main parks that I go to with my kids is a fort, and they actually still have all the structures from way back when. It's pretty cool. But I also bet there's some pretty cool stuff that's still on the ground over there. They have like a little museum, and I'm certain that a lot of the stuff they have there is probably when they did allow people to go through. It's probably stuff they found on site. Okay, yeah, no hurry. I mean, I'm not dying for it. You're doing me the favor, so. But yeah, I'll take care of that today for sure. Sorry it's taking me so long. I keep meaning to do it, but traditionally I use PayPal, so. But I got to get on that because I know that a lot of people are definitely moving towards Cash App and those different things. Like, you're not the first person that's moved away from PayPal. I know that their fees are kind of stupid, but it adds up. Adds up. No, hot boxes. I wish I did. I had that one great box. It was what? Probably almost 2 months ago now. My hottest box would probably be the last box I did. I did a box yesterday, and I pulled 5 silver out of it. But I mean, nothing to write home about. It's been pretty tight. I'd love to get one of those nice chunky boxes, though. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've been getting so many. I can't. I mean, I get uncirculated in everything right now. It seems those airman quarters are gonna be the death of me, man. Because there's no W's in there. It's just like, come on, you got to be kidding me. Seems like every other box I get is. It's hard enough for me to get quarters right now, anyways. I don't need to be getting airmen on top of it. The good box that I had a couple of weeks ago, yeah, it was. I mean, I almost never get enders, and I had just gone to the bank kind of like today, where I picked up boxes and I'm just running through them because I need to take them back if I want to get more. And so I was just like, I'm going to run through these boxes real quick, and then I popped it open and had 3 enders on it. And on top of that, I don't get those bricks very often, almost never. And when I had 3 enders on, I'm like, I don't know. People talk about these bricks being pretty good. Sometimes they're either good or bad. And if it's got enders on it, I'm just going to film it, just in case it's good. And it ended up being not like crazy. I mean, I think I got 45 out of there, which is my best box ever. But it's not like one of those 100 or 150 boxes that have been flying around. Yeah, I'll take a solid box any day of the week. So if you got 3 boxes that are solid, I mean, Georgia Silver Hunter had that one box, and it wasn't that it was like super crazy amount. I mean, I want to say it was like around 50 he pulled out of the box, but he pulled out a bunch of like proof Benjis and craziness. I'm seeing these people are like polishing these coins, man. That is not natural at all. That's a Philly. It's the second one I've seen like that. It's not a bad hoard, my friend. I wish I had that much. Oh. I wish I had that much. And you're young, too. That adds up even more. Makes you appreciate the saving you've done, I bet. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time. Ooh, we got something in here that's a little goofy. We might have a proof. Might just be a thick 90 too, though. Nope, it's a thick 80. I'm getting a lot of those lately too. These 80s and 90s that are just like super thick for some reason, but they're not proofs. Hey. The only problem you have, Mikey, is it might be worth that much, but it's only worth that much if you sell it. And if you're anything like most stackers or collectors, you don't want to sell any of the stuff you've got. So essentially, it's worthless. Because I add up all my stuff. I'm like, yeah, I've got some nice stuff here, but I'm like, yeah, but I'm never going to get rid of it, so. Well, I don't want to get rid of it. But I guess if there's a rainy day, that's where you'll make up for it. Yeah, even the airs and varieties I have, I mean, I've hunted for stuff. I've got, you know, a bunch of it, and I don't know, I just keep setting it aside. It's not that I have attached to it. I certainly could get rid of it. Just haven't made the time to figure out how to get rid of it yet. I'm always looking for the next one versus what am I going to do with the ones I've got? Yeah, everything is definitely for sale for the right price, Nubs. That's true essentially about just about anything. I mean, it has to have some pretty significant sentimental value to hang on to stuff, but I mean, it was like the other day when I was on Raven's stream, and Raven, I mean, it ended up not being a serious bid anyway, but Raven, a teacher wanted to buy his 2005 NIFC, wanted to buy his silver gavel and said, I'll give you $2,000 for it. He said no. He came back around, but teacher's like, yeah, I wasn't serious anyway, so. Yeah, when it's from your family and friends, it's even that much harder to give up. Like anything I get from people that I didn't find myself, I always mark it just so I know that if I was ever to consider getting rid of it, you know, who and where it came from, because I think that's as significant sometimes as the coin itself. All right, last roll of luck on this first box. Aish. No last roll of luck. Yeah, that's what it is. You got stuff from friends and family. It's super hard to even consider getting rid of it. Well, that is a stinker. We got ourselves some NIFCs and a counter stand. That is it. And we only got 3 NIFCs. Can't believe that. What do we get here? We got a 2, a 4, and a 5. So we'll set those there. We're going to get rid of this box here. Yeah, I'm keeping my first finds too, like my first 40, my first 90, my first Walker, my first Benji. I have all those marked, and quite frankly, like my first Benji, it's ugly. I wouldn't even normally consider keeping it, but it's my first one, so I'm keeping it. Yeah. Really, most stuff people give to me, unless it was just kind of a, a one-off thing. I tend to have a hard time giving away because typically there's a reason why it was given to you. Well, this box has got at least a couple NIFC enders, which is not the kind of enders you're normally looking for, but they're enders. Hoping we can squeeze out some silver before we get through this. I'm going to go to my other bank. It's been open and closed. Sometimes they're open, sometimes they're not. And I'm going to see if they are still ordering for me, because they were ordering halves and quarters, but don't know if they've still been ordering, because they haven't been consistently open, so I haven't even been swinging by them. So I want to go check this afternoon. Take these back, because I looked on my app and they're open today. And hopefully they have got something there for me. Which 2020 rolls were those, Nubs? Is that box where you had like a gazillion 2020s? Wow, that's well. Probably what it was is somebody that ordered a bag, and it was part of their collection, and someone came and dumped the collection and the 2020s all in one big dump. There's a lot of people looking for the 2020s. You could probably sell those off to people that are trying to make sets. 2020s are the ones that people seem to be short on. Christopher Brock, good morning. Got some goodies from Nubs. It's going pretty good. The silver is elusive this morning, but we're hoping it pops through on box 2 here. Yeah, I don't have too many Coinstars near me. There's like the main ones are the Publics down here, but they're not Coinstar. They're actually owned by Publics. And actually, at one point, they used to sell you the stuff out of there, but they don't anymore. I have not had good luck trying to find random coinage, but I know some people kill it. I don't know if it's just certain areas. People are more prone to forget about the reject stuff or what, but all right, Nubs, have a great day. I appreciate you swinging by. Night shifts. Better you than me. I used to bake and I worked overnight, and it's definitely a struggle in your body getting it onto that schedule off of a traditional schedule. $21 silver proof set. Oh, I saw that. That set's sharp, but man, it's expensive. I was thinking about getting one. I'm still on the fence. Hopefully, it doesn't sell out before I decide one way or another. But it's more expensive than last year, and it's got half as many quarters in it. So I just don't get how that pricing works. But they have a captive audience, so if you want it, unless you're buying it on the secondary market, then all you're going to do at the secondary market is pay more than what the men already charged. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't know, I'll probably end up caving and getting it, but not yet. I'm saving up for those Morgans and Peace dollars that are going to be next to impossible to get. Save up my money and then not win any of the... I say win, because that's what it is. It's going to be like winning the lottery, trying to get one in your cart and purchase before they're gone. It's a shame they didn't kind of print to demand on at least one of them. Because there's going to be a lot of unhappy people at the end of this gig, I can guarantee it. And a lot of happy third-party sellers. Come on, box. Spit something out at me here. Keep me interested. Yeah, I think the only reason they call it junk silver is because it's 90% versus 99.9, 3 nines or 4 nines. So I think it's just it's no different than Stack and Stormtrooper at one point called 40% and 35% and all that. He called that super junk. I got some people fired up. 2005 NIFC. But I think when people think about silver, they think about it kind of from a Boolean standpoint, which is essentially pure. And because it's only 90%, all of a sudden it's junk. At the end of the day, to me, it's just a name, so I'm not hurt one way or another. I just call it silver. A lot of the uncirculated stuff, though, it's going to have, for the most part, it's going to have more numismatic value than silver value anyways. So you're really looking at it from a coin standpoint, from a silver standpoint anyways. It's when they call it junk silver, it's traditionally more circulated and or stuff that is worth more from the silver aspect than a collectible aspect. I mean, you're not going to call, mint state Morgan junk silver, when essentially at the end of the day, that's what it would be classified as. I think the junk aspect is kind of bled over into nicer, non-pure 2005 NIFC coins, but really it's the junk, I think, comes from call or heavily circulated 90% stuff. Yeah, but I mean, how often is it really scrap silver? It's like we might have an NIFC Ender from the looks of it, but it's actually not. It's just a nice shiny bicentennial. Come on, silver. Where are you hiding? I'm about to call you junk if you don't show up. These were polishing it or what? So shiny. Like the third one that I've seen. You're talking about scrap silver? (2017) NIFC. Yeah, I mean that's really, I guess it would be considered scrap, but people are using that really more from an artistic standpoint. It's really, they make that stuff to melt, essentially. Because I think it's easier to heat up than using, you know, straight rounds and things like that. Gives you a more consistent nut at least. Or so I've heard. It's something I would like to do at some point, but entrance or cost of entrance is not cheap. So I'm not in yet. Alright. After this roll, I am going to go get my dogs because I can hear them barking, and there's nothing worse than the neighbor with the barking dogs. All right. Yeah, I can believe that. To them, it's just junk. Most of the pawn shops I go to, I'll just go into and ask them if they have any coins. Got a holy. I mean, my pawn shops down here, the ones I've been to, have had very little coinage. I actually left my name and number with a couple of different ones. That's how rarely they get it in. He's like, and when we get it in, it goes fast too. It doesn't stay here long. I think a lot of them, a lot of the pawn shops have pre-existing relationships with quote-unquote estate sellers. So they're just buying crap from a pawn dealer, classifying it as an estate sale and selling it. Yeah, that is true. Ooh, what you got here? NIFC 2015. NIFC. Now we're back into the NIFCs like I'm used to. So did you find a place down here yet, or are you just going to rent out that one place until you get your bearings down here? Because the housing market down here has been hot. been tough to find places that's been crazy. I talked to my banker the other day, and she said that the lady that was in front of me said that her parents moved in with her, and they put her mom's house on the market, and the day they listed the house, they got 75 offers on the house. Ogre Coins, welcome! I am hunting $50. And I have found some NIFCs. I've not found those things that are silver yet. But we've still got about half a box left, so I'm hopeful and hoping we can come out of this unskunked. But we get what we get, and we don't throw a fit. Yeah, I get that, man. I mean, it's been crazy how they talked about the real estate market, at least in Orlando. They said that the inventory is so low right now that it would only take 2 weeks to sell out the inventory. And they said traditionally it should take 6 months to sell out your inventory. So it'll show you how tight the inventory is right now. So I don't know if it's just because there's a bunch of people moving to Florida and people moving around because of COVID or what, but I'm hoping for that silver, man. It would be nice to not get skunked. Finding a lot of fat 80s and 90s, though. Which is weird. Like, look at these two coins. Look how much thinner this one is compared to that one. So weird. Don't know if it's just different planchet runs or what. It's bizarre to me that a coin that is in fairly decent shape is that much thicker than the other. Actually, if you want to weigh them, where are those 90s at? They'll weigh the same, though. I mean, one's fat, one's skinny, and they're going to weigh the same. So this is a 95, this is a 90. And they're both in pretty nice shape. Not flawless, but if you look at the thickness on those, to me it's dramatic. I mean, I don't know if you can tell camera-wise or not, but we've got 28. Actually, this one's almost 0.2 grams heavier. It's interesting. But I think tolerance is, it's within tolerance, but I want to say it's like 26 is where most of them are going to come out. I mean, look how different they all are. It's crazy. But this one is even thicker than that one, supposedly. It doesn't look as much because it's not shiny. Craziness, I tell you. So I guess those are just the ones where they say, oh, it's a light planchet. It's like, there's another thin one. Another 95. Must have been a skinny year. 2017 NIFC. Yeah, all the coins are going to have some kind of variance. But I mean, I would think it would be more than that. When you look at it, it almost looks like it's. I mean, it's not twice as thick, but it's considerably thicker. And this box is going quick. Still have not found anything silver yet. Come on. Do not disappoint me, please. So, Ogre, do you collect modern coin too? Or just mostly the older stuff? Minus the pennies. Okay. You don't collect pennies? Or you just don't collect modern pennies? Okay. I was asking because today I picked up a box of 2020 pennies and I returned them at one bank and picked up a new box and I got 2021. And I know that Phillies are probably not in your neck of the woods, kind of like Denver's are not my neck of the woods, but you are not a penny guy. I will not set any aside. You know, it's funny you say that with the 2017P. I sent one to Party Pickle. I think it was Party Pickle. He was like, I'm looking for one of these because I can't find them. And so I just waited. I find them all the time. So I just waited till I found, you know, some really nice ones and I sent those to him. I can do that for you if you want. If you're looking for the 17, and I've got, like I said, I got a full box of 2021s here that I'm going to sell off or give out or do something and then return the balance. I think I already tucked the box away. I just got to check. Yeah, he said he didn't find one all, and he didn't find one either. I mean, because like I said, the 2005 NIFC, the Denver's and the San Francisco stay on the West Coast, and the Phillies stay on the East Coast. I mean, you'll get some, but not as much. mean, you'll occasionally get them. They eventually blend some, but I mean, you see, like doing this state penny challenge. I mean, you can distinctly tell whether it's a Denver minted box or whether it's a Philly minted box. I mean, they're that dramatically different. I have not done that many from the Midwest. Like I did Ohio, but I'm really interested to see if when you get to the middle, if it's a little more blended or not. Time will tell, though. I would think that they probably still are pretty mint-centric based upon who delivers in their coinage, though. Chris! Thanks for swinging by, my friend. Yeah, don't get yourself in trouble at work. Oops, wrong account. Your secret's been revealed. Yeah, I was just trying to get through this. I'm going to go back and see if I can snag some quarters. Because I can't find any quarters. And I'm itching for a W. And the bank here that has my halves, he's still got 3 more boxes. But they're all rewraps. Boo. But he let me know that they were rewraps, so it's not going to be a shocker to get them. You got 1 of them from the truck, and you got 2 of them from a person that dropped them off. So I'll still go through them because it helps him, and you just never know. Sometimes I actually gotten rewraps that they've missed stuff because some of the guys that rewrap here, they don't even open all the rolls. I think they just weigh them and then they open actually, one of the guys here doesn't even open them. He just slices it to edge hunt. And that's the one that I found missed silver in. And actually one of the ones that he missed was a Walker. So that is why you just can't not weigh them. I mean, you saw me weigh these, how everything weighs a little bit different. It's kind of hard, even with a perfect scale, to know by weight. Between the difference in the roll, the difference in each of the coins. It's too hard to come up with a precise average. I mean, you can tell if it's super heavy or super light, whether you have an extra coin or missing a coin, but I don't know there's a definitive number that guarantees silver. But I know what edges don't guarantee silver. Eesh. Come on. On to the last row here, guys. Some last row luck. All right, Mikey, appreciate you swinging by, man. Good luck with the move, although I'm sure I'll see you at least once or twice between now and then. I'll tell you one thing though. I opened up black rolls yesterday. They are rolled much better than these yellow ones, man. These yellow ones are just like falling apart lately. And the black ones are tight. They were like hard to open. Oh, there's Coin Hunter Chris. On. All right, last roll of luck here, guys. Should I weigh it? Let's weigh it. Let's see if we got any luck in here. Kill the suspense. There's no silver in there. Oh boy. $224 and change. Ridiculous. Well, that was very interesting for sure. Unbelievable. It's almost like hunting rewraps. That's why I don't mind hunting the rewraps. They're really not a whole lot different than hunting the regular ones sometimes. The rewraps still leave all the NIFCs. Actually, one of the rewraps that I did last week, he left proofs and everything in there still too. Where's this one? Oh, okay. So that was box 118 for the year. We're at 1, 3. What do we have here? 5 of 5, 17, 15, 3, another 17, 5, 3, 5, 17, 2, 4, 7. Well. Yeah, I've hunted 118 boxes of halves, and that's this year. I've done 118 halves, and I've done 103 quarters. Yeah, the W's have been super hard to find lately. Let's see, because I ran by this number the other day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in my last 8 boxes, I've pulled out 5 W's. Yeah, that number is probably going to drop a little bit, though, for the second half, unless I get a good relationship again with a new bank. Because my current pickup bank, he's ordering 6 boxes of halves a week for me. And I don't think most banks will do that many. And they'll generally do like 2-ish. So I've got to find other banks to replace kind of my honey hole. For silvers for the year, on quarters, I found 23 silvers and 168 W's. And for halves, I found 137 silver, 115 40s, and 22 90s. No, they're closing the branch. I've known about this for a couple of months now. I just haven't done anything special about it because I'm lazy like that. I was hoping I was just going to be able to switch to the other branch, but the other branch is not as nice. Trying to get her to order boxes for me is like pulling teeth. Yeah, I got a couple W's. This is my book of W's. So I've got 11 LOL. I've got 19 AMP. War in the Pacific I got a ton of. I've got 45 missions. I've got 17. River and Return's my lightest one. I only have 6. Samoa. That's 1, 2. I got 48. Weir. I've only got 21 Weir. Salts I got quite a few too, I think. No. 8, 10, 12. So that's 32. Rockefeller I got 10. Tall grass, I've got 34. Yeah, it's just this is the way I've done all mine because the folders are so darn expensive. So I just got the plastic protectors and flips, and this is my W book, and that's how I've done everything. I've got I've got my halves. So I've got all the crazy coins that I found, and then I've got this page is all 87s. This is starting with 90%ers, and this has. Oh, actually, no. This page is my first 40, my first 90, my first Walker, my first Benji. And then I've only gotten 1 commemorative. And then I've got my proofs that I found. And then I go into the actual quarters themselves, or the halves themselves, where I have the best of each in here. And I have these 20s someplace. I just don't know where they're at. I can't find them. I know I found them. I found a P and a D, but I lost them. Yeah, I found a Benji. When did I find that guy? I found my first Benji on the 23rd. My first Benji ever. And it's ugly. But it's still Benji. Let's see, where is he? 59D. So, it's my first one. I'll take it. So, but I got a folder like that for each denomination. haven't really updated all my other ones the way I should. I've got a real book for my pennies that I've done a bad job of keeping up to date, but because I think my state penny book is actually better than my real book. I think I'm going to get the books for the quarters because I've done a lot of work on the quarters, and I would like to have them in a prettier presentation, but I'm not ready to drop $50 on folders yet. Yeah, I saw the flip you had, and I was thinking that probably I don't know that I've seen the 1x5 flips, and I didn't know you could get 30 slotted pages, but those are nice for the smaller coins. I'm gonna have to look at those. I didn't even noted to do that. I need to get those for some of my smaller foreigns, because like the ones that I got all these flipped up from you, like these little guys, like this guy here, he just swims in this big huge flip, and I think this looks much sharper. And if you can fit 30 to a page versus 20 to a page, I like that. I'll have to see if the place that I go to has those. I don't know that they have the sheets, but then again, I've just kind of done what I've always done too. So it's all about learning new stuff. Alrighty, guys, I'm running to the bank again. Hopefully I can pick up some quarters and be able to do this again tonight. Yeah, no, I mean, even my world coins, I label as much as anything. I'm just doing date. I do denomination. If you're doing US stuff, you don't even need to do denomination. You can figure that out on your own. Country I won't need because it's going to be United States. I only put what it is made out of on these things simply so if I die, people know whether it's worth something or not besides the coin itself. And then I always put the KM on the back and the mintage. And you can certainly fit that even on that smaller flip if you wanted to. So yeah, I'll definitely have to take a gander and see if they have that. I'm sure my coin shop has it if the place that I normally order my stuff from doesn't. But to have 30 to a page, I saw some of those penny pages that were set up like that. And it just looks nice to have 30 to a page. You can really cram a lot in a little. I'm not sure a quarter would work in these, but I think a penny's about as big as you can get, right? Do they have this? Can you fit? Do you know what they look like for quarters? My only concern is with a quarter, I don't want them to look like this. Like these flips that I have here for the big dollars, then you got like no space and they staple weird. I wouldn't want too tight. Like these ones here for the halves, I wouldn't want it any tighter than this. So I'm assuming the 1.5 by 1.5 would be kind of like this for a quarter, probably. Which is enough space, but I just don't want it to be too tight. But yeah, to be able to fit 30 to a page would be nice. Because those can fill up a book pretty quick when you got 20 to a page. Alrighty, guys. I appreciate you swinging by. Hopefully I can do this again this evening. Have a wonderful day. and I'll catch you guys on the next hunt.